What's up guys, it's Nomatter, and it's about time for another monthly update. So let's just get right into it. Normally we do 3 things that I'm listening to, 2 things that I'm working on, and 1 thing that I've been learning. So I've been listening to a lot of EPs this month, and I've actually started gathering a bunch of albums and EPs. Just like last year, I wasn't going to really do that all that much until I realized just the caliber of EPs that have been released this year, and so I was like, okay, I'm probably just gonna have to repeat what I did last year. First EP that I've been listening to a lot that has been really good, and still is really good, not just has been, is Grimm EP by Half Blind. This is a real interesting EP because it's very like fairy tale sort of Grimm Brothers inspired, but not the kind of like kidified version of it. It's more like the more mature Grimm Brothers type stuff. So although I'm definitely recommending it, I would say listener discretion is advised for a couple of them, just in case they may get into some sort of triggering content. I guess this is a trigger warning. If some subjects make you easily uncomfortable, the middle track, Traitor, listener discretion is advised, but there's nothing objectionable in it, obviously, because I wouldn't recommend it to you if there was. Other than, you know, any action that is mentioned that is objectionable is very clearly condemned. I mean, it's a ride. It's just 5 tracks, but it is an absolute ride.
Back from paradise. A favorite seasoning on every course. Can't justify it.
Next, as many great albums and many not so great albums do, this one came to me through an Instagram ad. I've listened to a couple of Cavetown songs, mainly through other artists, but he just came out with an EP called Little Vice, and it helped me realize that Cavetown, like just how interesting Cavetown is as an artist. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend all of his music, but Little Vice is very, very interesting. I generally skip the middle track, but the other 4 tracks are just, they're so cool. Like, they're nice and chill for a lot of it. Like it ramps the energy up a little bit in some tracks, but it kind of reminds me of Imajiro's album Unfold from last year in the kinds of production decisions that it makes, and except it gets into more like, I don't know, it moves around to a lot more interesting chord progressions and things like that, and has some really interesting songwriting as well. So I highly recommend Little Vice by Cavetown.
Like, call it time. Take me home.
Third is a Monstercat EP. And I've been meaning to I feel like I fall behind on Monstercat EPs all the time, especially because Monstercat Silk churns out so many of them. But this is not a Monstercat Silk one. This is a Monstercat, I want to say Uncaged one, except for maybe an Instinct track or 2. But this is Emergence EP by Blank. Blank, I think, is generally one of the stronger melodic dubstep artists in the scene. But me saying that is probably gonna totally throw you off when you listen to this EP, because there's all kinds of different stuff on it. There's like dubstep, there's like a hybrid trap sort of deal. There's a bass house track in it, and every time a dubstep artist makes a bass house track, I just like lose my mind for some reason. Maybe it's just because I love bass house. This EP is just nuts. Very cool. Very not what I was expecting from Blank based off of what else I've heard from Blank. So, highly recommend Emergence EP. Just good, fun EDM. Okay, 2 things I'm working on. If any of you are following me on Instagram, then you may have caught an Instagram live I did once when I got really inspired to work on a track that has been sitting in my notes since I discovered recently 2020, which is crazy because I did not think that that was that old, but apparently it is. So I've been working on that track, and for the Instagram live, I was working out the piano and the chord progression for it because I wanted it to be like super, I don't know, I wanted it to fit with how interesting I wrote the lyrics to be, because they move around in time signatures a lot, kind of like in My Eyes Betray Me. There are just so many like serene moments, and I've taken it to several different places that probably people wouldn't expect. I'm kind of telling a story with it now. It's like it's got the structure of a full track now, and super excited for it. The title of the song is Fall Weather. Second, I've been preparing for the Doxa Literary Festival. For those of you who don't know, here on my university campus, there's this literary festival and literary magazine called Doxa. I've been submitting stuff to it for the past, this will be my 5th year. And it's just fun to get like feedback on poetry and on songwriting. Even though a lot of the time the songs have already come out, it's just cool to see, the ways that I can grow, and cool to put my music and my poetry out in front of an audience that I get to see their reactions to it for the first time. It's just such a fun event, and it's just a little glimpse into my life outside of music, but also kind of inside of the music realm, because I get to perform stuff. One thing that I've been learning, which doesn't require too much elaboration since it's kind of just a cliche in a lot of areas, but I've been learning to trust God even when I don't see progress being made in my life. Some things are, things like the future, right, are like way too big for me to wrap my head around sometimes, and for me to steer under my own control. So putting things like my future, especially my future, in the hands of a God who is much stronger than I am, infinitely strong, is encouraging. So I've been learning what it looks like, not just what it means, but what it looks like to trust God even when I don't, even when I'm waiting for the progress to happen. There was a little bit of interest in the idea of a discussion question, so we'll pilot it this time, just because I have been preparing my more energetic songs and my less energetic songs for Doxa. Like for example, I have the Starless Sky, which I'll be performing, but I also submitted 2 others. Question is, which of these do you prefer? My more energetic songs or my softer songs? Are you more of a, tax evasion, other side of the mirror, party favor type person, or a more virtuoso, My Eyes Betray Me, Mother of My Brother type person? Which do you prefer? Yeah, that's the monthly update for the month of, what is it? March? Yep. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will, if I don't see you before then, I will see you next month. No Matter Out.